where the memories stay, past the fields and fences worn by yesterday. Pull up a chair, friend, come along with me. There's a story waiting round every old oak tree. Rusty's Backroad Stories, where the miles roll by with a little bit of laughter and a tear in your eye. So settle in close and let the memories flow. Rusty's Backroad Stories, down the roads we know. You're listening to Rusty's Backroad Stories.
Well, friend, have you ever been driving down a lonely back road long after midnight, when your headlights seem to disappear into the darkness? Maybe you've glanced in the rearview mirror, certain you saw someone sitting in the back seat. Or maybe you've passed an old hitchhiker, only to wonder where they went. Most of those stories have simple explanations, but every once in a while, one comes along that doesn't. Tonight's story is about a man who picked up a stranger on a rainy October night and spent the next 40 years trying to explain what happened. This is The Midnight Passenger. Back in 1984, truck driver Tom Callahan knew every back road in Ashe County. He hauled produce during the day, livestock at night. If there was a shortcut, Tom probably found it first. One cold October evening, a storm rolled across the hills. Rain pounded the windshield, lightning flashed across the sky. The roads were empty, except for one man, about 10 miles outside the town of Red Hollow. Tom spotted an elderly gentleman standing beside the road. The old man wore a dark overcoat, a worn felt hat, and held an old leather suitcase. Tom slowed. "You need a ride?" The old man smiled. "If you're headed toward Briar Creek." Tom nodded. "Hop in." The stranger climbed into the passenger seat. His clothes were dry, perfectly dry, even though rain was falling in sheets. That should have been Tom's first clue. For nearly 20 miles they talked. The stranger knew everything about the county, who built the old covered bridge, where the first schoolhouse once stood, which family owned every farm. He even knew Tom's grandfather by name. Finally, the old man pointed ahead. "Right here." Tom stopped beside an abandoned church. The stranger picked up his suitcase. Before stepping out, he said, "You've got a good heart. Don't let the world talk you out of it." Then he smiled. "And don't forget to call your brother tomorrow." Tom laughed. "Haven't talked to him in almost 5 years." "You will." The old man tipped his hat, closed the door, and disappeared into the darkness. Tom pulled away. After driving less than 50 yards, he looked in the mirror. Nobody, no footsteps, no flashlight, no sign of the man. Only the empty road. The next morning, Tom couldn't stop thinking about what the stranger had said. "Call your brother." He finally picked up the phone. His younger brother, Daniel, answered. There was a long silence. Then Daniel spoke. "I've been meaning to call you." The two brothers talked for nearly 3 hours. They laughed, apologized, forgave one another. They made plans to go fishing the following weekend. 3 days later, Daniel suffered a massive heart attack. He never woke up. Tom was devastated, but grateful. Without that phone call, the brothers would have never spoken again. 40 years later, Tom told almost no one about the old hitchhiker. Most folks would have laughed. Years passed. One afternoon, while visiting the County Historical Museum, Tom wandered into a display of old photographs. One picture stopped him cold. It showed the Briar Creek Church in 1947. Standing in front of it was the man he'd picked up. Same hat, same coat, same suitcase. Tom asked the museum curator who he was. She smiled. "Oh, that's Reverend Elijah Brooks. He traveled the county helping families after World War II. He passed away in 1952. Tom felt the room grow quiet. "Are you sure?" The curator nodded. Everyone knew Reverend Brooks. They used to say, if you met him on a lonely road, it probably meant your life was about to change. Tom returned to the old church one last time. He sat on the front steps until sunset. Just before leaving, he noticed something tucked beneath a loose floorboard, an old leather-bound journal. Inside were dozens of names. Next to each name, a single handwritten sentence. Needed hope, needed forgiveness, needed courage, needed one more chance. The final page was blank, except for one fresh line, written in ink that somehow hadn't faded. Tom Callahan needed to make one phone call. Tom closed the journal. He never told anyone where he found it. Instead, he placed it back beneath the floorboards. Some mysteries are meant to stay mysteries. You know, friend, whether you believe in miracles, coincidences, or something we simply can't explain, life has a funny way of putting the right people in our path at exactly the right moment. Sometimes it's a stranger. Sometimes it's an old friend. Sometimes it's a conversation you almost didn't have. Whatever it is, don't ignore those moments, because the smallest decision can change the rest of your life. Well, friend, if there's somebody you've been meaning to call, maybe don't wait until tomorrow. You never know when today might be the gift you've been given. Until next time, keep your eyes on the road, your heart open, and remember, every back road has a story.